look at this. Now you go for Fear of Being Hunted. Now they have to block it. So they effectively, this is brutal. This is brutal. The Fear of Being Hunted, get rid here. The Lost Cavern Bat has been just an eyesore to every player ever, and now we just do that. It feels pretty good. If you go for Obliterating Bolt on the Channeler, again, they're gonna have to block the Fear of Being Hunted, and that's just amazing. So swing on in. We don't have the Delirium, but that's okay. So they have to block. Yeah, good game. They keep having to block with their little wings. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with Man Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. So we all see some like red decks, we all hate red, but this red, we gotta mix it with Gruul. It's not the slick shot. This is something a little more fun, in my opinion. All right, we got Gruul Delirium. Obviously, we've kind of already seen the mechanics of Delirium before, but I think we really like the few combos that we can kind of touch on here. So what you'll immediately notice is we are running the Conduit of Worlds. I like this card a lot. This card is like the, in a lot of like grindier, like mid-rangey kind of matchups, you know, this card can be the absolute difference maker in the world. You can play lands from your graveyard. So obviously you already know that we are playing the Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage just kind of set up our Delirium, because if you're not familiar with Delirium, you get +1/+1. Oh, actually, well, that's what this does, but it just needs 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So that's the reason why we are running Fabled Passage. With the Conduit of Worlds, you may play lands from your graveyard. You kind of just get the Fabled Passage every single turn. And as long as you have, like, yeah, I have 8. I think 8's like the really good sweet spot here, because they do grab basic lands here, but you have that. But nevertheless, choose target non-land permanent card in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you can cast it. And then if you do, you can't cast additional spells this turn. So how do we kind of really bust that along with the Fabled Passage? We also have this big worm. This goes just really well with it. And it can't be countered, trample, haste. So it goes along with the creatures as well. But the thing is with Delirium, what you have to keep in mind, when you go for Conduit of Worlds, if you haven't cast a spell this turn, so you can also use the Conduit of Worlds to cast, you know, whatever you want. You can go for a Fear of Being Hunted or another creature here. A lot of these creatures have haste anyway, but the worm, this Delirium is not casting it. It's an ability, so you can still cast a Fear of Being Hunted, and you can activate the ability of the worm to bring it back from the graveyard. So that is the one way you can kind of get around this little Conduit of Worlds. So really some nice things to talk about there. We do have the Patchwork Beastie boy here. Really nice. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill a card. Very simple. And because we also do like having the big body out, what you can have is the Beastie Boys Beatdown. Big fan of alliteration on the channel, but choose target creature you control and creature your opponent controls. And it deals damage. They don't fight. It deals damage, and if you have the Delirium, you got 2 +1/+1 counters, which is very nice. I do like this a lot. I only have 2, because it is a little bit more fragile than just going in for like an Obliterating Bolt or a Torch the Tower. Speaking of which, you need a lot of removal in this meta, because mono red is everywhere, and this kind of like exiling type stuff is really necessary, because, you know, obviously they have like the death triggers on the ley line. So I also run 2 shocks, just because why not? More removal / could go through the face. Alright, so let's go in for our other stuff here. Fear of Being Hunted, I kind of slept on this card a lot. I thought this card was a good draft card. This card's absolutely amazing. It is. It doubles as an enchantment creature, so it kind of gives your Delirium a double trigger there. And it also has must be blocked if able. This absolutely just eats, and I just mean eats for breakfast. The Deep Cavern Bat, most likely the Deep Cavern Bat. That's my favorite target thing. Turn 2, they go for that thing, and then they usually take like a removal or something like that, and then you just drop a Fear of Being Hunted, and they have to block it. It's so funny, but other than this, we do have the Fear of Missing Out. So we got 2 fears in this deck. Fear of Missing Out and Fear of Being Hunted. I have 3. I think 4. You could probably run 4 if you really want. It does discard and then draw a card, so it sets up your Delirium as well. But we're usually not ready to go in for that like Delirium here very early. So I think 3 is a little bit better. But nevertheless, there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. You can untap target creature. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Now, what I like about this too is we do have the Restless Ridgeline. Now, the Restless Ridgeline, when you go in for this, if you got the Delirium set up with the Fear of Missing Out, the Restless Ridgeline also kind of does that. Whenever it attacks, another attacking a target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and untap it. So if you untap with the Restless Ridgeline and you untap with the Fear of Missing Out, you're going to get even additional swings on that additional combat phase. And that is a really powerful combo here. I do have 1 Inti. We do have like the discard stuff here, just for a little bit of extra value later. I do kind of like it. Just 1 legendary creature. It is what it is. I only have 3 Blanchwood Prowlers. You don't actually need as much self-mill as you think, because you do have all of these cards that kind of like work with each other, and a lot of these double up, like artifact creature, enchantment creature, you know what I mean? So I don't think you really need as much like just self-mill, mill, as long as you like. It's really more of an aggro deck here, so you don't need as much of a self-mill as you need, excuse me. So 3 Blanchwood Prowlers seems to be pretty cromulent here. Wildfire Wickerfolk, I absolutely love this card. Just really simple. A 3-2 for haste is already pretty good. That gets around Go for the Throat, but that's already pretty good. And if you got the Delirium, it gets +1/+1 and has Trample. Like, this is, honestly, I even made it the cover art, if you can see here. This card is just bonkers. I mean, it's an uncommon. The Scarecrow can just do anything you want it to. It's a very nice, hasty creature. Just absolutely could not recommend it more. Of course, you got the Rollercrusher Ride. Now, what's really nice about the Rollercrusher Ride is the Conduit of Worlds. This is a permanent, right? So choose target non-land permanent. The Rollercrusher Ride is a permanent. So later in the game, if you got the Conduit of Worlds, you can go for the Rollercrusher Ride, and it's pretty easy to set up a Delirium, and then deals X damage, and it's going to deal double the X damage to X of target creature. So later in the game, if you're going to go on the Rollercrusher Ride, again, I'm learning one because it is a legendary enchantment, but if you do ditch it, the Conduit of Worlds can just bring it back. So I think that's pretty much it here. It's just Delirium. It plays a little slower naturally than Mono Red, but Mono Red is the fastest deck in the format, so we still are an aggro deck, but it's a little slower and a little bit bigger than the Mono Red, but with the Obliterating Bolt, Torch of Tower, etc., you should have no problem with it. So, as always, we're going to give a shout out to the Mana Rocks. The Mana Rocks are the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and they do just mean the absolute world to me. It is my dream to become a long-term content creator, and you know what? We're just going to continue faking it until I make it. I say that every single time, but it's true. We're going to fake it until we make it. I am going to become a, you know, the channel, as the channel grows, I don't know what my goal is, but it's, yeah, I don't know. So, but either way, just keep in mind that only you can help protect the Aether with me, so make sure to leave a like on the video. The button looks just like this, and without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Hello, my friend. I am not even going to attempt that name because it would be tragic if I did. We got the Patchwork Beastie Boys turn 1. Let's get it going, baby. Big fan of this deck. Big fan of this deck. See if I'm a big fan of your deck, person I cannot pronounce. Red. Well, I wouldn't say that's exactly what I'd be a fan of, but nevertheless, we got the tools to kind of deal with you. Don't have any of our exile stuff here, but we do have Shock. I do like Torch the Tower a lot more than Shock, but I still run them both alongside each other because this meta is so aggressive. Lightning Strike on the Beastie Boy, huh? Okay. Alright, no problem. Got the Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage with our Conduit of Worlds works very well. Obliterating Bolt, if this is... Yeah, we're gonna have to keep that, right? I'm a little nervous that they don't have the build that I'm thinking of, Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike doesn't seem very, like, Leyline reddish. Seems more like... Oh, Lizard. Okay, well, that's exactly what it is. Okay. That's fine. We can Obliterating Bolt that. You know what? We could go for Fear of Being Hunted, or we could just go for the Bolt, but it's close. I'm going to go for the Bolt. The Fear of Being Hunted makes them like they have to block so that we can just manually trade, like force them to trade with it, but I think they don't run a whole lot of big creatures, so we can just shock whatever else they put out here. Valley Flamecaller. Okay, I lied. That is way too big to get shocked. Well, not way too big, but it's still too big. 1 toughness or 10 toughness. It does not matter. It's too big. I think we're going to have to just go for the Fear of Being Hunted. We could go for the Conduit of Worlds, but I think later on that's a little bit better here. If we just go for Fear of Being Hunted, we have to force them to block, which is absolutely hilarious. If they don't have a shock themselves, which I don't think usually these decks don't. Usually, but they're running Lightning Strike, so maybe. Nope, looking good. All right, you gotta block my fear. Oh god, Fear of Being Hunted. That little lizard did not want to be hunted. Got the Fear of Being Hunted. Still got a shock up, feeling pretty good. Vine Slasher is a little annoying just because of the offspring, but we can pick off 1, I suppose. Maybe we should have done this before. Oh, yeah, okay, maybe we should have done this before the landfall triggers on the double. But if they drop the Higher Claw or some other 2-drop here, I guess that maybe I'd want to keep it. It is what it is, man. We can't cry over spilt milk. Let's just go ahead and shock them. So, do we want to go for the Conduit of Worlds, or do we want to go for the Worm? Ooh, got the Wildfire now. I think we just want to go for the Worm. We could go for the Conduit of Worlds, but I think we'd rather just go for the land drop, go for the Worm. Next turn, we can go for Conduit of Worlds. Swing in my big fat Worm. This thing is so insane. Can't be countered, and just comes back. Power creep be damned. I don't even care. Well, let's just enjoy what we got here, man. Plus, let's be honest. Doesn't green need a little bit of power creep? Doesn't green need it? Let's be honest. Alright, what you got for me, lizards? What you got for me, lizards? Tapping. Oh, got another Vine Lasher. Honestly, not really the worst thing. Another land drop. 17-3. Every land is not that bad, but we actually don't get it. So now that I got a, that's another word I can't pronounce. But what I can pronounce is the Conduit of Worlds, and then we've got the Fabled Passage in our graveyard. The Conduit of Worlds pairs so well with the Fabled Passage. So what you got here, guy? Go for the throw. Honestly, not that big a deal. Not that big of a deal. We can always bring back the worm later. And as I mentioned before, with the Conduit of Worlds, the worm is actually an ability, not casting it. So we can actually get around that. Wildfire. Big fan of alliteration on the channel here. Wildfire Wickerfolk. Swing in, baby. We got Trample, looking phenomenal. Obviously, I'm a little bit worried about this landfall stuff, but it'll be all right. I think we're looking pretty damn good here. Only one card left in their hand, but it's gonna come off mana prize. They're gonna go ahead and smack us for 3. Another 3, but this is okay though. I think we're actually looking pretty good here. So, okay, we got the combo. We got the Conduit of Worlds. Look at that. Fabled Passage with our lovely Conduit of the Worlds. We have got land every single turn. So, Fabled Passage, I guess we'll go ahead and grab red. Doesn't really matter. But look at this. Look at this. Balustrade Wurm is actually not casting it. So, let's go for the Conduit of the Worlds. We can only cast one spell here. But this is going to be our casted spell. Fear of being fear of whatever the hell this is. Fear of being hunted. Got too many fears in this deck. But you know what I'm not scared of? You know what I'm not fearful of is losing this match. Because we're going to go for this. This costs 3. And unless I'm stupid, which I kind of am, but I don't think I am in this case, the worm can come back because the worm says we can only... This is an ability. The worm is an ability, so we don't care about that. Lightning Strike? Okay. Oh, it's not over. It's not over technically, but let's go and swing in here. I think we're still going to win the race here. But yeah, because the worm is an ability and not casting it, we get around that little Conduit of Worlds stuff here, man. This deck is really good. And we're going to take, what, 6 damage here from the little lizards. But that is not going to be enough, my friend. It's not going to be enough. They're completely out of firepower, and that is going to do it. Let's go, man. That one felt really good. The Worlds, man. Sermon, I have no green sources. I'm going to keep this, though, because we are on the draw. And plus, you know, whatever. We got fear of missing out. We can do... That was a mulligan. Let's go ahead and give the opponent the friendly mulligan. Hello. Everybody needs a friend when you take a mulligan, because those things suck. All right, we got our green source. Hey, we got our green source anyway. We go for the Patchwork Beastie boys. And there's no sleep till Brooklyn, baby. Let's go. I see that draw, the whatever the hell. Okay, so this is definitely going to be the Oculus Eye, Azorius Tempo-y type deck, and I'm not really happy about it, but let's go ahead and get our little mill action here with the Beastie Boy. Obliterating Bolt, looking good. Fear of being hunted, looking good. Now we got both of our fears here. We got fear of missing out and the fear of being hunted, so looking good in that regard. Most likely will be, well, actually, I don't want to say most likely will be countered. They usually hold up priority for the Picklock Prankster on turn 2. I know this deck. I know. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. What can I say? What can I say? So I just see the Monk. If they do drop the Monk, this actually changes a lot, though. Because I was going to say, I was going to get rid of the Torch the Tower, because we don't have a whole lot of, whatchamacallits. But I think this is fine, though, right? Now we get rid of the land instead. Kind of get that Delirium count up. And now we can keep the Torch the Tower for this Monk. I just have a feeling they always have the... There's another one, too. There's Helping Hand. I forgot the other one. Right on cue. Okay. So that's no problem. The only problem is here now that it has the counter on it, because the Helping Hand doesn't get the counter. So I'm going to go for the Fear of being hunted. Swing it. Now we got our Delirium. Let's go. Let's go. I guess we'll untap the Beastie Boy, because they're going to block the Fear of being hunted. They're going to trade. No. You've got to block the Fear of being hunted. And that Monastery Mentor, get out of here. That's right. Beastie Boy, no sleep till Brooklyn. Get another swing in with the fear of missing out, and we're looking good here. All right. Got Delirium set up. Hopefully they don't do anything super crazy. This deck is crazy, though. This, Picklock Prankster, all right. Hopefully no more Helping Hand. Okay. All right, Sleight of Hand is actually not that problematic at all. If they can't reanimate the Eye, or even the Swift Spear, I guess I'm getting my monasteries mixed up, but Big Black Bracer, that's actually not that big a deal at all. So let's go ahead and go for the Beastie Boy. Get a little mill action. I usually just take the mill no matter what happens. So I think we're looking good here. We're 2 lands away from being able to go for the Worm. That's okay. Swing in, and this time, fear of missing out, we're going to go fear of being hunted. And this time, the fear of being hunted is going to stay on the battlefield. We get another swing, and that is nuts, man. That is so much power. So fear got both of our fears here, and all of our opponent's fears have come true because they lost. Kari Kapu, hello, hello. I will go ahead and keep this. Looks pretty damn good to me. We got the Patchwork Beastie Boy on turn 1. Probably gonna go for that because the commercial district comes intact, which is a little awkward, but we don't have a turn 2 play really. Now I'm gonna go for the Obliterating Bolt on turn 2 if we're on the play here. So, alrighty, let's do it, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Forest. We'll take the pain. I'm not even sure if we're playing against mono red, so we'll take the pain. We'll take the pain for our lovely Beastie Boy. No sleep till Brooklyn, baby. Let's get it. Plains, you say? Well, definitely gonna be a mill a card. Always want to mill a card if you can. So now that we do have a turn 2 play, that's a little awkward with the fear of missing out, but it is what it is. We missed out on the fear of missing out, so we definitely want to get into another land here. That seems pretty good to me. So Azoria's colors, still not even sure what we're playing against here. So Beastie Boy, let's go. Let's go ahead and give him your go. So think. Okay, just turned into thinking, and we totally just screwed that up. I'm a little tilted. I can't even lie to you. I'm a little tilted. So I just milled the card that I wasn't going to go for it. So I consider myself pretty good at, like, being tilt-proof. I can handle if the opponent just, like, gets a good draw, like a good opening or whatever. It's the roping that really gets me. But fear of missing out. Okay, here we go. They are playing, presumably. So a little bit of change of plans here. I guess we'll go for the Portia Tower if we're not going to be playing anything. Yeah, that's fine. Get the Delirium count up a little higher and we'll be okay. We'll be good to go here, so. Alrighty. Still can't attack with our Beastie Boy, but let's see if the opponent wants to let me mill a card pretty soon. So they have priority. Let's go in with your go. There we go. Alright, let's take the action. Another land. It's okay. So we got another land. Let's go ahead and get our Delirium count up here. So fear of missing out. See if they want, if they're gonna play. Let's go ahead and hit him with the Urgo again. I'm doing it, baby. I'm committed to the Urgoing today. So I guess we'll go for the Obliterating Bolt if they are just gonna be playing against control. Got the Wormy here. I don't know if I like this though. Obviously we are kind of overextending here for a Sunfall, but if we do mill with the Beastie, chances are it's not gonna be another land. So alright, here we go, baby. That's a long. I mean, that's crazy though. First off, we don't get counter, which is kind of nice, but that's a long time to not. I don't know if I'm drinking too much coffee or if I'm playing a red Delirium aggro, but that's a long time to not get roped. I don't know. But either way, let's see what we got here. 3 steps ahead. Don't want to get Sunfall. We're at least 1 turn away from getting Sunfalled. Grammar's hard. All right, Fabled Passage, let's go, baby. We got the Balustrade Wurm. If we can get into the Patchwork Beastie, if we just get into 1 more mill thing here, we can go for 2 fear of missing out, so that'd be pretty sick here, so. Okay, so Patchwork Beastie. Let's go. Take action. There we go, baby. We got the Delirium. We've got Delirium up, and this is going to be absolutely insane. Let's go in for a big Worm. Our Worm cannot be countered, so even if they had a counter spell, we can't be countered. And now that our Delirium's set up, we've got 2, count them 2, fear of missing out, and we're going to get 2 additional combat steps here. Absolutely insane. All right, let's go for it, baby. All right. All attack. All aboard. Swing in. 2 fear of missing out. Now, here's the thing, though. They could go in for some sort of spot removal on the Worm, and because we're not going to deal lethal no matter what, I'm actually going to hedge our bets here a little bit here. And because I know that I have a Wildfire on the back end with haste, even if they do go for Sunfall, I think this is the best move. So let's not do the Worm. It seems a little crazy, but I don't want to do the Worm. Oh, wow. Well, okay, maybe I should have done the Worm. No, I think we're fine. Let's stay true to the plan here. If they don't have spot removal, which is kind of really weird here, We still have, no, we're fine. We did the right move here, because like I said, even if they have Sunfall, we have the Wildfire Wickerfolk in our hand. Yeah. Goodbye! Benny, how the hell are ya? I got no green source. I'm gonna keep it. We have no green sources, but we do have the Inti, so we can maybe find something. We're also on the draw, so there we go. No problem. Absolutely no worries. What was I concerned about? Fear of being hunted. Fear of being hunted, honestly, I'm not even joking you, could be a little out of pocket here, but I think it might be the most viable, like, meta-worthy fear card, especially in this kind of build here, so. Let's get our Delirium kind of going here. No, there we go. The Patchwork Beastie thingy is so good, man. It's a little bit better on turn 1 than turn 3, but that's okay. The Artifact Creature, Enchantment Creature kind of nonsense here. The thing that you can double up on is so nice about this deck, so. Let's go exactly for that. Fear of being hunted, baby. Wow, I was really expecting a counterspell, but here we go. That's even better. A Get Lost wouldn't be that bad, so we go for... Oh, not on my watch. Okay, well... Let's say a Get Lost wouldn't be that bad, because then we would be able to make use of it, but not on my watch is actually, like, really annoying, actually. Because the Exile, we don't even go to the graveyard. Conduit of Worlds is good. If we can get the Conduit of Worlds established versus Control, I don't know how they're going to be able to, like, really, like... Inti... Do we even want to drop the land drop? No, I'm just going to go for Fear of Being Hunted, I think. It is tempting to go for the Conduit of Worlds, but let's just go for the Fear of Being Hunted, man. Let's just do it. Okay, I was really expecting a counter. If we can just get the Conduit of Worlds resolved, there's just, like, no way they can, like, match that pace. Because they don't have, like, a whole lot of artifact removal, presumably. Get Lost is okay, and then we go for the Prowler, so no problem there. And there it is, Restless Ridgeline. Of course we do like that Restless Ridgeline for the untap thing with our fear of missing out. Oh, there's the Wormy. Can't go for the Wormy yet. Can't go for the Wormy yet. So they haven't shown me a counterspell yet. I have to imagine they do have one. It's close, man. I think I'm going to go for it. They haven't showed me one yet. But they're probably just holding on to it, right? Let's do it. I don't know. My heart's beating fast. If we can get this resolved, we just... I don't want to say auto win, but like... No! No! Do not. Benny? I consider us friends! Oh my gosh. 3 steps ahead. Alright, they're 3 steps ahead of us. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Okay. Temporary lockdown. Let's say, will they get rid of the temporary lockdown? That's gotta be kind of okay, right? I was gonna say, if they do have no more lies, I was hoping they no more lot. Jace, honestly, isn't that bad. We can Obliterating Bolt the Jace. They just go for that. That's actually not that big of a deal here. So, honestly, the Worm can't kill the Jace, which is really unfortunate, but I still think we're going to have to go for it, right? Could just map. No, Restless Ridgeline's not very good either. Let's just go for the Worm. Yeah, I'm going to go for the face here. I know it seems a little bit strange. I'm assuming not, because... If they go for Jace, and they go for the -3 on the Worm, we still can Obliterating Bolt and then Map Token. And they don't do... They set up my Delirium for me. Okay, so they had to have a Sunfall or something. Okay. I still think we made the right move. Conduit of Worlds. Okay, there we go. Conduit of Worlds. Let's try and get this out. Come on, do not. Okay. As long as you have a Fabled Passage in your graveyard, you can just keep doing the Conduit of Worlds over and over. Every turn you have a new land. So I do have at least, I think, 6, I believe. 5 now. And let's just go for the Obliterating Bolt on the Jace. That was a really, really good play here. Boom. Okay, so we get rid of the Jace. The Conduit of Worlds, obviously getting exiled with the Sunfall is not great. But as long as we have, you know, like whatever the hell, I think we're fine. Conduit of Worlds is going to be us to give us so much advantage. If they're not packing artifact removal, I know there is some artifact removal in white, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna take a hit here, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Say, obviously, I don't want to get no more lies, but the Conduit of Worlds, let's go ahead and do that. That is such a nice combo. Fabled Passage with the Conduit of Worlds. You get land every single turn. It's wonderful. All right, so now we got that going on. Balustrade, I still don't know how to say this correctly, but I'm gonna say it. Balustrade Wurm. Can't be countered either, so this is really, really nice. And, How do we follow it up? We could go, if I want to go for the map token, I should do this now, but I don't think I'm going to. Might want to go for Inti. Might want to go for Patchwork. And then go for Shock. So we do have 2 mana to play with here. So down to 8 is nothing to sneeze at. Can't go for the, well, I can't go, yeah, I can't go for the map. We kind of priced ourselves out of that. Maybe I want to save the Shock. Definitely gonna go for the Patchwork Beastie. The Beastie Boys. Okay, there we go, there we go. I kind of already, if I was gonna use the map token, I should have used this beforehand, but okay, we'll do it. I screwed that one up, but we missed out on a little point of damage here. Rollercrusher Ride. I think that's kind of bad, right? This can't hit face. We do have the Delirium set up with the Rollercrusher Ride, but if we don't have face, like we, you know, not really gonna be worth it here. If they had Get Lost or like Not on My Watch, they would have used it on the Worm even before, so definitely should have used it on the Worm. We missed a point of damage there. That's what it is. Farsight Ritual is a little unfortunate. I would assume another Sunfall's coming, but what's kind of nice about the Conduit of Worlds though is we could always get back the Rollercrusher Ride if we wanted. Like we could always just get it back. Get Lost is a lot better. It's a lot better than Sunfall. So temporary. Oh, okay, temporary lockdown. That's fine. They actually get rid of their own creature too. So like whatever. Wait, they have no open blue. Ooh, they've got no open blue here. That's, oh, okay, I think we're looking pretty good here. So we got the Conduit of Worlds up. I think we're looking pretty good. Got the Fear of Being Missed Out. This is what's so good. We got the Conduit of Worlds, Fabled Passage every single turn with the Conduit of Worlds, and you have a Fabled Passage in your graveyard. You just get land every single turn. It's wonderful. I highly recommend it. Let's go for Fabled Passage. Get some land, and here we go. The Conduit of Worlds says you can only cast 1 spell per turn, even from your graveyard. But here's the thing. We go for Fear of Being Hunted. We're actually casting this. Like, we're actually casting this. Cost 3, no problem, right? Here's what's so amazing about this. Oh, the Balustrade Wurm is an ability. Red Fog. Hello, hello. Well, got a red deck here. Looking pretty good. Guess we'll keep this. Nothing to kind of sneeze about here. That was a mulligan. I saw that. Let's go ahead and give the opponent the friendly mulligan. Hello. Everybody needs a friend when you take a mulligan because those things suck. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to go for the Fabled Passage here. Don't really have a turn 1 play, so Restless. Lots of Restless stuff here. I actually do have a Restless. What's the red-green one called? Not this one. It's the other one that comes in tapped, but I guess we'll go ahead and commit to the Commercial District. I guess I do like land. Land is pretty good, right? So we're going to really take a step back on the Delirium stuff in this one. Just because, you know, kind of taking slow, but that's okay. Didn't know if I was going to make use of this Torch the Tower, but I guess we will. Alright, baby. So now we got this. I think this is a pretty easy Fear of Missing Out situation here. We could just slam down the Fear of Being Hunted, but Fear of Missing Out seems pretty decent to me. Now that I know that this is going to be more like the Orzhov deck, I think we'll go in for the Obliterating Bolt instead. Yeah, we could have slammed down a Fear of Being Hunted there. It is what it is, though. But this is the thing, though. If we know that they're playing the bats here, I would rather them, like, be forced to block it. I guess that's kind of the right way I'm saying this, though. But look at this. Now we go for Fear of Being Hunted. Now they have to block it. So they effectively... Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. The Fear of Being Hunted get rid here. The Lost Cavern Bat has been just an eyesore to every player ever. And now we just do that. It feels pretty good. Mono Red has been so soul-crushing. Ruler Bat... Okay, so they're going to have to block that. Essence Channeler. Not looking too bad here. So get rid of Shock, whatever. But now that if we go for the Obliterating Bolt... If you go for Obliterating Bolt on the Channeler, again, they're going to have to block the Fear of Being Hunted. And that's just amazing. So, swing on in. We don't have the Delirium, but that's okay. So they have to block. Yeah, good game. They keep having to block with their little weenies. That is not going to cut it, my friend. Jen, I remember you because I don't know how the hell you get a different font in your name, on your arena name. No clue how you're doing that, but hey, it is what it is. You know something I don't know, because how the hell do you do that? Leave me a comment if you know how the hell they're doing that. That is crazy. Commercial District, sure. We don't have a turn 2 play, so whatever. Commercial District. See if we surveil. Fear. Oh man, I mean, we do have the enchantment and the creature aspect, but I think just getting another Fear of Being Hunted into our hand is like just better than setting up our Delirium. So we'll just keep it. High Noon. All right. I guess that's not that big of a problem, right? No, not really. I go for Fear of Being Hunted. This is going to be pretty damn good by a turn-by-turn basis, so... We also have Shock that I guess we could Shock on their turn to kind of get around the High Noon, but very interesting to go for High Noon. Another High Noon. Okay, well, they can always shoot us for 5 later in the game, but nevertheless, I think this is pretty fine. I'm perfectly happy with going for the Gorge here. Yeah, this is fine, right? Because then we set up for the Fabled Passage on turn 5. Get the High Noon going. Yeah, this is fine. Fear of Being Hunted gets around temporary lockdown, and we can't get Sunfall, so, like, I don't know, this feels pretty good. Bang, bang, down to 8, and then we have the Balustrade Wurm coming back, so... A little nervous about an Elspeth Smite, but no, we're looking good here. High Noon I do think is a good card, but we're just looking a little better. Archangel, I think we win, right? So, no, we're good. I think we just win here. Wow, just kind of a blowout here. So Balustrade Wurm has Trample and Haste. Let's go for our lovely Fabled Passage. And I think we got this, because they have 8 life. They're going to get 1 back from the life link here. This is over. Yeah, this is over. Let's go for a big worm, and we're just going to swing in. We're not even going to be worried about the Archangel at all. We're swinging in. They've got life link for 1. But they have to block the, whatchamacallit. Because they have to block the Fear of Missing Out. Don't think it really matters, even though with the Trample. That's Xaxes. Wow, that was pretty good. It was pretty good showing. Boss Kavu! Hello. Okay, we'll go and keep this. Looks pretty good to me. Let's get our coffee going. Alright. Turn 1 Swampy. That's better than... Because I'm saying, Duress is kind of annoying, but like anything's kind of better than like a turn 1 Leyline on the draw. So we do have the Beastie Beatdown and the Shock. So they can choose here, but it's not that big of a deal. Got a commercial district. We're I mean, on the draw, always a little bit kind of gross here, but it is what it is and it ain't what it isn't. So take a good look. I'm under duress. They're probably they might even be reading the Beastie Boys Beatdown because that card kind of is it's a very wordy for something that's not going. We got 3 lands in my hand now. Ooh, no, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. All right. Set up our Delirium. I think it's kind of like the tiebreaker. So what we got here? Turn 2. Yep, I was gonna say the turn 2, the bat is usually what comes out after a turn 1 duress. But if they're going to attack my hand, I don't think I'm that worried. I do have the Beastie Boys Beatdown and the Rollercrusher Ride, so I have multiple things I can use to kind of get back at this little bat. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give them a go. Yeah, they're playing a little slow. I don't think this is kind of a, it is what it is. So. Alright, I think we're going to go in for the Prowler. Let's go ahead and set up with the Delirium, see if we can get that going in here. Maybe they go for the Rollercrusher Ride here. So, we do have another land, so I think this is completely fine. And now we've got our lovely Delirium set up. Looking good, looking good. It's got 3 Delirium cards in our hand here. Duress, well, that is yucky, isn't it? So let's go for the Rollercrusher Ride or the Beastie Beatdown, but... As long as they don't have another Duress or another Deep Cavern Bat, I mean, we'll be able to get rid of that, so... Rollercoaster Ride is unfortunate. Sub the Beastie Boys Beatdown. Another land. I really did not want to see another land there. That's really unfortunate, to be honest with you, but... I'm going to go for the Wildfire Wickerfolk. Big fan of alliteration on the channel here. You flip these M's upside down, you get 2 W's. Yeah. So swing in, baby. We are now officially winning the race. What I like about this Wildfire Wickerfolk is, too, you also have, like, the Go for the Throat protection. So they had a black and a green open, so they could have gone for the Throat. But, again, because we are an artifact creature, we do get around that. Oh, we got another one. We got another one. Yeah, let's do this, man, right? No reason not to. There's no way they're running a Deadly Cover-Up or something like a board wipe if they're running Cavern Bat, so let's go ahead and just steamroll them here. Bang, bang, bang. That feels pretty great. Down to 8. I'm not going to go for the Beatdown. They might play something else. Plus, we would tap out for that. Alright. Annoying with Affliction's a little unfortunate, but that's kind of also another reason why we didn't go for the Beatdown. Beatdown, I'm only running 2, because it is a little more fragile. You obviously have to survive to deal the damage, so... Plus, if they do have, like, a Shelly, I'd rather just keep it. Or an Acklezotz or something. Oh, Lily. Oh, that's actually not that big a deal, right? Nah, if they discard, we have a land. If they sacrifice, we just go for the Prowler. Yeah, it's actually not that big a deal at all, actually. Like, at all. Another land is really unfortunate, man. Ugh. Let's go for it, though. I think we'll do this now. Well, actually, we don't have to, because if we're swinging in for the Lily, Let's do this now. I'm not going to swing on the Lily, so we do want the power buff. We do want the power buff before we swing in. Go for the Inti. I think we're just going straight raw power here, right? Because I have 2 lands here. Yeah, this is fine. No point in keeping this, because if we kind of want to keep this up, right? I mean, I can't go for the Inti. Can't go for the Inti because I'm already tapped out. And there's an Aclazot. Ugh, okay. This actually really sucks, so I have to discard a card. This isn't going to give them a land. Yeah, we get the Inti go off, but even worse is the Aclazot gets to go off. We get the Fear of Missing Out. But... how do we play this? Because I can't cast the Fear of Missing Out because then I have to discard the card, right? Oh, man. Alright. I am playing a little slow here. Let's go ahead and just swing. Give me a here we go. That's cute. That's actually cute. You know what? That's actually really cute. Let's go ahead and give us Spankins. Sure, that seems rather fitting here. So I guess we're just going to go tall here. I'm not going to well, actually, maybe should I discard something here? Maybe we could definitely make the case that we should discard the Fear of Missing Out because now they trade. But if we get rid of them, now I can cast the Fear of Missing Out. Because now I don't have to worry about the Aclazots. I think that's okay. So Fear of Missing Out. Discard this. Oh, what the hell is going on here? I don't know what the hell just happened there, but nevertheless, it's okay. We get access to Torch the Tower. Let's go ahead and do this now on the Lily. And we still have a shock. Okay, I think that's pretty good. The Aclazots is going to come in tapped. Another Lily. I think this is okay, right? Sacrifice, and then we can bring back the whatchamacallit. So we'll go ahead and go with the Inti, because now the Fear of Missing Out, I think we win. The Temple of the Dead, that's looking good here. And now let's go ahead and give this we're being a little cocky here, but that Yorgo is a little bit of a grudge match here. So let's go ahead and give him a little shock, and now the Fear of Missing Out is gonna do that. Oh, I guess they were. I feel a little bit guilty. They gave me a good game, so I don't know if we're friends or not, but it's all in good spirits. And Fear of Missing Out would have had an additional combat step anyway. So GG's.